Hello everyone, welcome to another Thursday morning crafting session. My name is Alisa Tilsner. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia and I go live every Thursday morning for some creative card making time. So this is where you get to see a little bit of a sneak peek into my creative side of my brain because I usually fly by the seat of my pants, but today I am actually a little bit organized. I am going to be casing a card. It's my son's birthday and I've got to make this pretty quick this morning because I've got a birthday cake to make for him. So that's what's going on in my day. But I posed the question on Facebook page yesterday. I had two coloured images that I'd already done, and the Layers of Beauty one out. I also had a coloured image of the Magnolia that I had coloured a little while back, but the vote was to use up this one. So this is the card that I made, it would have been last month now. So I'm going to stick to the same sort of colours as this one, but we're going to create something completely different. So good morning, Wendy, and good morning, Sharon, who are already here watching. Let's get this camera swung to the opposite direction, down facing, and we can get started straight away. Hello, Jill. Okay, so this one is the Layers of Beauty, and I actually created a reel from this card, and I thought I'd just recreate the reel showing the process of how we get to this stage here. So with just a little background, with this one here, I should put the link in the description for the full card of how I created this one. I actually did all my layering pieces first, and then I stamped over the top. And I was slightly off in my stamping. But this one I stamped first and then did all my layering over the top. And it's so much neater. Everything lines up really well. So if you know that you want to do the stamped image over the top, then definitely stamp first because you'll get a much better, I don't know whether you can see that. I was a little bit off in stamping over the top because I couldn't quite see. It's such a big stamp, but this one is lined up perfectly. So it just depends on the look that you're going for. The stamping over the top was an afterthought. I just wanted to show what the layering looked like. And this is going to show you how much of a piggy stamper I am. Oink, oink. I haven't cleaned my stencils. There's 5 stencils that come with it. They layer on top of each other. We have the stamp set. Tip that on an angle so you can see it. Gorgeous big stamp set. So in this bundle you get the stamp set, you get the layering dies, and you also get the stamp set, layering masks, and the dies. Get it all right. So that's what we have there. Really cool. So I'm going to die cut this. Now I did say I'm going to be casing a card today. I'm just going to say there is no shame in casing a card. I often get a lot of emails saying, I can't come up with my own designs. I feel really bad because I'm copying other people's work. Doesn't matter. Sometimes I don't come up with my own work. I use others for inspiration. And in fact, I'm going to show you, this is the card that I'm going to be using for my inspiration. It's not going to look exactly the same because I'm going to be using slightly different products, but I wanted to I liked the layout that Narelle had used. And I thought this image, it's bigger than what Narelle's used, but I thought it would go quite nicely with the flower that we're using. So don't feel bad about using somebody else's work to kick off your own. A lot of the time, sometimes I case it exactly the same. Sometimes you'll use a color for the inspiration. Sometimes you'll use the sketch for the inspiration. So please do not feel bad about using other people's work. It's how we grow, it's how we learn. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm pressed for time today, which is why I'm doing it. Plus I thought Narelle's card was beautiful. But there's so many different reasons. So please don't feel bad if you are thinking, you know, I should be coming up with my own stuff. No, it'll come. And, you know, as you're creating something, you might go, oh, well, I actually like this better over here, or, you know, something. And it might end up taking a different form completely. So don't fret about it. Okay, so let's get this nice, beautiful, big image. Isn't this just not the gorgeous? I my hubby is going away on Saturday, and I think that I'm going to spend all of next week just playing with this bundle, I think. And I might go live every night next week playing with the bundle. We'll see. We'll see whether I'm awake in the evenings or not. Okay. So that's all I'm going to use for this one. And then I'm going to do an embossed back panel. So I am going to, for that, I'm going to use the embossed brick, exposed brick. I've got piles of stuff everywhere. Let me just swap them over. And I have got a layered piece already. Now, if you want measurements for this card, you will need, let me get my proper banner up. You will head on over to my blog, which is alisatilsner.com, and you'll see a subscribe button so you can sign up, and the card instructions for this particular card will head out on Tuesday. Oops. And I don't know what the date on Tuesday will be, but it'll be the 21st, because my other son has his birthday on Monday. So I've got one today and one on Monday. Lots of cake time. Okay, I think for the moment that's all I want to cut. So let me just get stuff put away, because last time I just chucked it all on the floor and then I stepped on it all, which is not good. Okay. Alrighty, so head on over there, sign up for the newsletter, and the tutorial for this will head out in written format, and it'll be in inches and centimeters so that anyone can make. Okay, let's get rid of that for the moment and come back. Yes, exactly. Deborah says casing other demonstrated designs are a jumping off point. They most certainly are. And I don't feel bad doing it at all. Nope. So there you go. And you shouldn't either. All right, I may have to trim that down a little bit more depending on what my other layers look like. The other thing is that, like, going back and looking at Narelle's card, she's done a proper A5 size card. A5? Yes, A5. I make my card sizes indifferent, so mine will be different again. Whoops, hang on a minute. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go. So I know that mine is going to fit there, and my flower is only just going to fit on because, did I make that the same size last time? Yeah. My flower is only just going to fit on because our image is so much bigger. But we're going to go with that to start with. And I did actually draw myself a little mud map too, so that I didn't have to keep flicking backwards and forwards. Now I am going to, this is where you guys can have a little input for me. I need a little layer of either, I was going to say black, it's not black. It's either Old Olive or Petunia Pop. They're the colors that I've used. So I need a pop of color in the background. So this is where you guys can step in. There's going to be another layer of white, so I'll come back. But in the meantime, am I going to use, opinions may change when I bring in another layer, or am I going to use green? Purple or green? Let me know what you think while I prepare the next layer. Oops, I've got cords everywhere. I needed to charge my phone at the same time as filming, so. All right, so I need to just work out my next layer. Which I can always trim down if it is too much. Okay, so, and this is the other reason why I don't give measurements, is because sometimes they change while we're making cards, and at least if I do them, and then you can have them all done up. So this is going to go here. So we're only going to see a very small amount of that, and then it'll either be purple, green behind there, or Sharon's saying the purple or the purple. So jump in, give me your comments, tell me what you like. Okay, so I've pulled out some other ink stamp pads. Oh my gosh, my brain does not want to function. Notes of Nature has retired, but its Pow, Lovely and Sweet is still in. But I really do like this stamp here, and I also really like the speckles. So I'm actually going to use both of them, even though it is retired. It's still in my collection at the moment. I haven't gone through and pulled all the retired stuff out. So for me, that means I can still use it. Okay, so I've got 2 for purple, 1 for green. And plonk you on there. And I think I need a, whoops, I'm knocking all my blocks down. I think I need a slightly bigger block for that one. Okay, and the other colors that I had used in my original card, so I'm just picking all the same colors. I'd actually stamped it in Pebbled Path, not black. So I'm going to bring in my Pebbled Path, and I do want a little bit of the basic beige, so I'm going to pull in these 2 colors to go in the background. So that may sway whether you want pink or purple. Okay. I haven't had anyone from Facebook comment yet. So if you're watching from Facebook, say hello. All right, so I am going to use this one for the dark, so, but I don't want it dark. So I'm just going to stamp it off on my glass mat. And now going back and remembering how this forms, I'm only going to see it in a few areas. So I'm pretty much only going to see it in those. So I'm not going to bother stamping it everywhere because that's all I'm going to see, just those 2 top corners. Oops, did I get my card grubby? I think I may have. Typical me. Let's get that wiped off. And I feel like I have got something stuck in my throat. So I tried to have something to eat to get rid of it, and it's still there. So I hope that doesn't mean I'm coming down with something. Ah, Jane's watching from Facebook. Hello, everyone's just quiet on Facebook land today. Jump in, say hello. All right, and now I've got the basic beige. Oh, that's a nice new stiff ink pad. You know what? Because my Pebbled Path ink pad is an absolute leaking mess still, and it gets all over my fingers. All right, so let's do some speckles as well. Okay. And then we'll go back to our little bit of layering and have a look and see where we're at. And then I noticed Narelle also had a square layer, just a die cut square. So I might do that out of the basic beige. Oops, I'll just leave you on there. Okay, let's cut these down to size just to see what they would look like. And then we can make a real informed. Bigger picture on TV, YouTube. Nice. So Robin, you're watching on YouTube on the TV, but commenting via Facebook, is that right? Okay, let me get my measurements for this card, for this layer, which I think will be okay. Try these, and then we can see which one we like. What did I say? What did I say in my brain? All right. So it'll either be this one, like that, with the purple, or oops, that one's a bit of a daggy end. And I think I can hear my birthday boy waking up. How nice is that to be able to sleep in until this time of the day on your birthday? I would like that. Don't think it will happen again. Okay, so purple we've got, so far we've got more votes for purple or green. You know what? I think it's going to be purple. Definitely purple. You can tell straight away, can't you? It definitely pops more with the purple. Definitely that. Okay. And then we want a little square of another colour. So I've got all my dies happening here. I've got my square, which I just want a little layer that will go over the top. You're only going to see a tiny amount of it, so I'm going to do that out of basic beige, I think, because it's just another nice soft colour that is going to add a little bit of oomph without too much. So let's trim that down. Definitely purple. Sometimes you sort of like, oh, I don't know which way it'll go, and then as soon as you put it down, it's like, yep. It just tells its own story. Tells you what it needs. All right. You know what? And I'm thinking, last night I was thinking, because I've got the other magnolia, I might actually, this is my other image that I offered up to create with, I might actually make this same card, but use that flower image instead and see what we come up with as well, just for something fun to do. Yeah, good morning, Nicole. Oh, on the magnolia, thank you. All right, let's get that. Figure out, now I have to put these away straight away because they are loose and they're floating around and I don't want to lose any. Okay. Right. See, and because I have already had that done and just using scraps off the desk and using a sketch for inspiration, I am going to get this card whipped up pretty quick. So we'll have that, and we'll have that. See how it just adds a little bit of interest without too much because it's just nice and subtle. I love that basic beige colour. So if you haven't popped it in your order yet, definitely do. When you stamp it, it stamps a little on the green side, but then it settles down and turns into that gorgeous color. So it's a new color. Stampin' Up introduced it, and it is in part of the basic range. So now I have also got just a little note to say hello. And you know what? I think I might actually do that on basic beige as well instead of on white. Oh, hello. Oh, I was going to say, where am I? Oh, I'm such a ninny. I've used them, Wally. Here they are. I'm thinking, oh no, I've used my stamps. Yes, I have used my stamps. I used them like 5 minutes ago, you twit. Some days. Oh, thank you. Do you know what? I made a card inspired by this jumper one year. I have had this jumper for years and years and years. And it was one of those jumpers that it was like, oh my gosh, it's more than what I would normally spend on a jumper. And do you know what? I've had it for I don't know how many years and years, and it has not had any pilling on it or anything. So definitely sometimes pays to step out of your price comfort zone. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to pay for that. But I really, really liked it, so I lashed out. But and it hasn't pulled out of shape. It hasn't. It's been really good. Okay, so let's get that stamped. Today is all about you. Happy birthday. Ooh. Watch me get. See, it's got wet ink in the corners, and I always cop it. Always cop it. And it doesn't matter how many times I wipe them off, it keeps coming back. Oh, child is up. Big 23-year-old. And then my other one is going to be 21. Ah. Okay, let's cut this. Now, my favorite way to cut this particular sentiment, for some reason, is to cut the ends on an angle. I don't know why. It just sometimes, and I get like I haven't done a straight cut, straight edges on this one. I've always cut it with them on the angle. So there's just sometimes there's something about a sentiment or an image. Like some images I will only color in blends. Some images I will only do in watercolor. It's just bizarre. Okay, so the first time you snip off the end, it doesn't matter what angle you do it on. And then if you've got a trimmer that has straight edges, just line that straight edge up with the line on there. And then your two edges will be on the same angle. Perfect. Okay, and then we can pop that there. And then, really liking that. I don't think I want to add any green to it. I don't know. I don't think. What do you reckon? Should I add a slither of green? I'm not sure. Oh, I know, Judith. Sometimes I wish I was in my 20s again, and then I just think, oh no, maybe not. Oh, look, you can just see a tiny bit of it down the corner. Should I put that in there as well? Oh, Marnie, your twins turned 23 yesterday. Yes, boys, yay. Mine are almost twins. They're close enough in age to be twins. I totally jinxed myself. Actually, my chiropractor jinxed me. No green. My chiropractor jinxed me. I'd been going to the chiropractor all through my pregnancy with Carl, and at 35 weeks, she said to me, "You could have this baby any day now." And the next day, I went into labour, and I was like, "Gee, thanks." And then when we were having Carl's second birthday, I was pregnant with Flynn, and I said, "Oh, I guess I could have this baby any day now." And I did. So it's just one of those bizarre things that happens, I think. So yes, so they were both early. Carl was breech, upside down. Tiny little things, and now you wouldn't know that they were ever so tiny. All right, I think that's straight. It's really hard to tell because I've got the stamping. Daughter will be 22 in September. Oh, you're nice and close too. Very close. Oh, well, you know what? It's fun to just, have them, get them out of the way. Hopefully they're really good friends with each other because of the close age gap. Okay, and then let's pop this little square. Pop you. No, I'll bring you in just a little bit. Although, no, you know what? I think I will push you out a little bit. I was going to bring it in, but I think I'll push it out to the edge of my embossed area, just because if I bring it in too much, I'm not actually going to get to see much of it. Yeah, I use the tape all the time. I have trouble with, it's a pigsty, mind you. It's got gammy stuff all over. I really need to clean them. I have trouble with the liquid glue, but I don't know what I think. Oh my God, I'll probably use it. Let me practice with it in a little bit. I'll just stick this down and then sometimes I have trouble when I have to run it. But if it doesn't head off for me on straight away, what have I done? I've pulled the cap off, the lid off of one. If I can't get it moving straight away, then I usually just roll it forward a little bit, but I don't generally have too much trouble with it. Look, going gung-ho with these dimensionals here. yeah, I agree. It's nice to see them when they're close in age. Deb said when she was pregnant with her first, she only had boys' names, and then with her second child, she only had girls' names. We didn't have any names. Poor Carl was just baby Tilsner for. We had to go over to Adelaide and have him, and we were in Adelaide for. Oh, I think we were there for about a month, and the poor kid did not have a name until we actually came back to Port Lincoln when I filled out his birth certificate. Anyway. Okay, let's get, so you can only just see tiny amounts of the basic beige there. And then I think I'm going to mount this up again as well. Well, I don't have a lot of height in the card. I've only used one layer, so this will give it another little bit as well. Oh, I did it again. Pulled that lid off. I know it's not a lid. The backing. I pulled the backing off. Okay, so let's get that down on there. I sort of like to try and, you don't want to cover up all your beautiful flowers, but there's usually a nice little gap in there that you can pop your sentiment. Okay, and then Narelle had used some twine, so I thought I've got oodles of this one. This is the 5-pack, so, and I think this one is the, what have we got? White, black, grey, granite, vanilla would work as well. I did think that the vanilla, which you can't see because of the glare, I thought the vanilla might work nicely with the beige as well, so you could use the vanilla one, or this one's the crumb cake, so which goes nicely with it too. Just adds a little bit of you know, it's just slightly darker, but I think that'll go nicely as well. And because I've got so much of that one, that is the one that I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to try a double bow. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm probably going to be doing overkill with the amount of twine I use, but I've got stacks of it. So I am happy to, because if I cut it too short and then I try and tie my bow and I can't work it, then I have to cut another piece anyway. So that's my reasoning. Go bigger, and then, because you want to be comfortable when you tie your bows. If you're trying to do them and you're not comfortable and you're trying to force something that's too small, see, now I can grab them, and now I've got a nice double bow. Good morning, Margaret, who's just joining. Okay, so now I've got a nice double bow going on here. And you can either have your nice long tails or you can cut them short. I'm just going to pull that in a little bit because they're a bit floppy around. There we go. Now whether you can see that. And then I might pop that just up the top, and then once it's stuck on, actually I might just bring that down a little bit smaller. I don't want it to overpower that flower. Whoops, and now I've got my loops the different sizes now. Which one am I pulling? That one. Okay. Okay, get a glue dot. And these are quite soft, so I think if you used, whoops, don't use these ones, they're my good ones. Use the old ones. Excuse me. Oh, Margaret, are you watching on both channels? Okay, so I'm going to pop that just above in there, pop our bow on, and then I can trim the tails, and then we're done. Quick video today. I do want them fairly long, so I'm just going to, because they've got a nice curve on them actually, so I'll just do it like that. And ta-da! Okay, now I'll pop that. I should say, here you go. Here's the finish before I push it aside. There we go. Ah, good-o. There we go. I think that turned out quite nicely. Quite happy with that. Today is all about you. Happy birthday. Do you know what? I'm really bad. I haven't even made him a birthday card. So how bad is that? The card maker whose family doesn't get birthday cards, right? Okay, so just a little thing with I don't see, so that's not grabbing and that's not rolling at the moment. So all I have to do is just move it on a little bit and then it starts working. Now you can see I've got glue that has stuck a little bit. So I do have to release that, and then, you know, sometimes they're really good, but that's probably because my container is a sticky mess around the opening. But if you clean that off regularly, that's not going to happen. Okay, so I've got another bit of a scrap. Let's have another. Oops, I'll have to stick them all to each other so they're not going to get. Okay, so now then, so again, it's not rolling for me because I've messed up that little sticky. So I just roll it forward and then work. But if you come, you can't see what I'm doing, but if you bring it up to the point and then tear it off, chances are, bring it up to the top, flick it off. I wish I could show you without my hand getting in the way. So I'm running out of things. All right, see if I can try it doing this way. So I roll it along, bring it up to the top like that, and then lift it up, because then the glue is at that point already. So the next time you come and roll, right, it should take off again. And the other thing is if you're going around corners, if you pop that little area there in the sticky, it will grab it for you and take. Now, I've also got Pip Todman, who is from the UK. She uses, let me find mine. Mine's messy. She's got a nice clean one. She uses her silicone mat. She says she starts it off on the silicone mat all the time, and then uses it on her card, and that works perfectly first time. And then you just roll that off and it comes off. So if you're having trouble getting it started, she just does that and then starts using it on her card. No worries. So that's another little tip, and that just rolls off. Easy. So that's some ideas to hopefully help you with that. I think it was Judy who was asking about the glue. Yeah, Judith. Okay. So, and what I love to do also, as if you are using the same colors over and over again, don't worry about using the same color combination. Go creating different cards, and then they all look pretty when you lay them all out. But you've got everything out on your table, so you might as well just, you know, have a little splurge on the same color combo and everything. And again, yeah. So, but again, like I said in the beginning, if you weren't here, don't be afraid to case other people's works. It can be a nice jump start. Again, here's the card that I did case today. Lacking on time, and see, mine is actually a little bit different. I wish I could squish that to the side. I have my white layer and my purple layer are taller and thinner, so I haven't cased it exactly. It's just been inspiration. Oh, and while I'm here, actually, I'm going to go back, get rid of that. Just remember that there's a special on the starter kit. So if you have got a huge wish list, especially if you want all the new colors, if you haven't got them already, you can get this whole extra $144 worth in your starter kit. You get all of that, all the ink pads, in colored cardstock, designer series paper, the markers. You'll get that all for free when you are signing up to be a demo. So that is an awesome deal. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, I am going to head off now. I've got to start, get the mixer out and start creating. I'm going to make a white chocolate mud cake. So it's usually a fam fave. Thanks, Deborah. I think you'll be having a lazy day. Thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, we will catch you. Oh, now next week might be a little bit different because let me come back to me. next week might be a wee bit different because, like I said, hubby is going away. So I'm thinking that maybe I might do some evening lives as well as my regular Thursday. So, but I will definitely let you all know when that happens. So it will probably be around the 7:30 p.m., 7 o'clock, maybe. We'll see how we go, but I will definitely let you know in advance. So that could be interesting, because I've got so much that I want to do with this stamp set, with this bundle. So I thought, why not? We might not necessarily make a card each night, but we might just have some playtime and then perhaps make cards with the stuff that we come up with the next night or something like that. Okay. Thank you very much, and we will catch you next week. How do you get the live notifications? I usually on the Wednesday I will schedule. So it comes up in Facebook as an event, I think, and then on YouTube it just comes up as I'm intending to go live coming soon or something like that. So usually on Wednesdays there's something that comes out, but I don't know whether you can click on, you used to be able to click on something and say get notification the next time you're going live. It might actually be on this live. I don't know whether anyone can help me out with that, but you might be able to like click on this video somewhere on Facebook and get the, get notified the next time I'm live or something like that. Oops, is that me doing a thumbs up again? Let's see if we can get them to work. Yay! I'm not going down this path because we all know I get sidetracked with all the funny things going on in the background. So, but I will look into that, Anne, and I'll let you know. Okay, thanks very much for joining me, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.